So welcome. Thank you for your interest in the University of Arizona's Speech Pathology Master's Program. My name is Kate Bunton, and I am the Associate Department Head and also the Director of Graduate Studies for the Master's Program. And I want to share briefly with you some information about the academic program related to speech pathology. So our Master of Science program actually has two programs. One of them is a 2-year program and one is a 3-year program. And we'll talk first about the 2-year program. So with a 2-year program, typically students have undergrad coursework, maybe a degree or a post-baccalaureate award in the field of communication sciences and disorders. And so when they enter the Master of Science program, they're looking at a 5-semester program. So that includes 2 academic years as well as the summer in between those years. We accept a cohort size of about 30 students per year. And for the most part, students take courses with that entire 30-student cohort. So in the first year, it's primarily required coursework. In the second year, there is some required coursework, but also some electives. And that's where students branch off into their interest areas. Students participate in clinical practicum all 5 semesters of the program, with the summer being focused exclusively on clinical practicum. Dr. Samlin has a short video with more details on the clinical practicum, but we have opportunities in our on-campus clinic, an affiliated preschool, the public school system, private practices, hospitals, and specialty clinics. So here is a program of study for the 2 years master's program. And as you can see, in the first year, there's a focus on adult language disorders, as well as pediatric language disorders. In addition to those, we have preclinical speech science, which is advanced speech physiology, which then leads into dysphagia, and speech disorders 1, which focuses on voice. During our first semester, we have a course called Tool School, which is an introduction to clinic to help you get started. Research methods is offered both semesters. And then if you have not had an undergraduate course in speech sound disorders, that's also part of the first year. The summer, as I mentioned, is exclusively clinic. And then in year 2, we have a required course on stuttering and cleft lip and palate, motor speech disorders, evaluation methods, and professional issues. And then in the spring, auditory rehabilitation. That's another one of the courses that you would take if you hadn't taken it as an undergrad. So there are fewer required courses in year 2, which allows you to take some electives within the department. And here's a list of the electives currently being offered in our department. So we have a course in counseling, pediatric feeding, bilingual service delivery, professional voice use, augmentative and alternative communication, or AAC, bilingualism and multiculturalism, imaging and language, and medical speech-language pathology. The medical speech-language pathology is kind of a boot camp for students who are interested in a hospital placement during their training program. And then the last one listed here is autism spectrum disorders. So these are all within department electives, but students have the opportunity to take electives across campus that suits their interests as long as the course number is above 500. Our 3-year master's program is designed for students who have a background in something other than communication sciences and disorders. And so year 1 of that program provides the foundational coursework. It's a mix of undergrad and graduate coursework. And then In the spring semester of that first year, you have an opportunity to join with a graduate student in our clinic to begin working in the clinic. And then the following 2 years follow the 2-year master's program that we talked about. So you would be joining the full cohort in year 2. So here's a plan of study for that first year of a 3-year program, which we call a leveling year. And it's a mix of graduate and undergraduate courses. So anything you see listed in black is an undergraduate course, and those in purple are a graduate course. But as you can see, they focus on kind of communication disorders in general, basics of language science, introduction to audiology, anatomy and physiology, and we do put that speech sound disorders course in this semester. Also, phonetics is a skill that's important to add in this year. So this leveling year is similar to what other programs call a post-baccalaureate year. One advantage of our 3-year program is if you're admitted to the 3-year program, you're guaranteed admission. And so doing a post-baccalaureate, you're applying for a graduate program at the end of that post-baccalaureate year. So that's just a little bonus. Our application process consists of 2 parts. And our applications open November 1st and they close February 1st. That February 1st deadline means that all materials need to be complete by that deadline. So I would recommend thinking about the deadline as maybe January 15th. So you give yourself 2 weeks in case something needs to be uploaded at the last minute. So the 2-part application, we do use the SIDCAS system that many programs across the country use, and we also have an internal application through our University of Arizona Graduate College. Okay. The GRE is not required for our graduate program. We do not consider it in the application. So as part of our application, we do need to see your transcripts. And if you are a currently enrolled student, we would like your fall 2020 grades to be included on those transcripts. So you might need to wait until after the semester is over to submit transcripts. SIDCAS requires that you send official transcripts to them. The University of Arizona Graduate College will accept unofficial transcripts. Okay. We also look at 3 letters of recommendation as part of your application, and we would like 2 of those letters to be from academic faculty. Faculty who know you, know your academic skills, can share something about your experiences as a student, and the likelihood for you to be successful as a graduate student. It's fine to have all 3 from academic faculty, but we do ask for a minimum of 2. We also ask for your resume as part of the application, and we'd like your resume to include leadership experiences, extracurricular activities, volunteer experiences, research experience, any supervised clinical practicum you've participated in, work experience, including military, and then any academic, scholarly, or professional awards that you have received. Okay. We also ask for a personal statement, and our personal statement is limited to 1 page. And in that personal statement, we'd like you to describe your career goals and explain why you are interested in the field of speech-language pathology. Okay? Comment on aspects of the field that are of interest to you, insights you've gained from your coursework, research, clinical experiences, or other personal experiences. As you think about the personal statement, it's important what you write about, but also remember that this is a writing sample. And so you want to be sure that you proofread and maybe have some peers proofread to make sure your writing is strong in this statement. All right. So those are the parts of the application that need to be submitted. When we review applications, we review every application that is received by February 1st and that is complete. So I mentioned you might want to think about January 15th as a deadline. It's to make sure everything is complete and your application is reviewed on February 1st. We do not do rolling admissions. We review all applications that are complete and received by February 1st. We use a holistic approach to our review of applicants. So we look at all of the parts of the application. So the transcripts, your academic history, your academic or your letters from academic faculty, your resume and all of the great experiences that are detailed on there, and then also that personal statement. Okay, so they're all important and all considered part of your academic application. Okay. Admission letters are typically sent in early March, and our financial offers come a few weeks later. They're not included in the same letter, so that's just something to note. In thinking about financial support, we encourage everyone to complete your FAFSA every year. Even if you don't qualify for need-based aid, there are a lot of awards across campus that require that FAFSA to simply be on file. So that's really important to continue doing. There are a limited number of partial tuition scholarships that are available from the department, and those are awarded after admissions are sent out. And then there are a number of partial tuition awards that come from our graduate college that are aimed at promoting a diverse student body. And the department applies for those awards for the students who have been admitted. Right? Here's a link to the graduate college page with further information about funding. All right, that's our quick overview of the academic program in speech-language pathology. If you have any questions, please email slhs_app@email.arizona.edu, or there is a commonly asked questions section on our web page detailing all of the applications for the instruction. Again, thank you for your interest in the University of Arizona, and we look forward to meeting many of you.